welcome. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River City Speedway. And man, have we got a full studio today. WISSOTA MWMod rookie MaKenna Romuld in the studio today, along with her sister Kamber. We're going to call him crew chief and manager of that number 15 team, Joe Breitenbach, in the studio too. Is it Breitenbach? Breitenbach. Joe Breitenbach in the studio. And then, I don't know, do we call him the mentor with the bad wing? Anyway, drives the BO. Jory Berg is back too. He's our co-host today. I'm looking forward to this, man. It's going to be a great show. By the way, one of our sponsors tonight, Executive Properties. Are you still putting off that project around the house that's been bugging you forever? Do you think you can wait until spring and call a contractor and have the work done ASAP? Well, good luck with that. Executive Properties has openings right now to get that project done. In fact, you can check out their Google reviews. Aaron says Chris and his team did a spectacular job on the damage to my aunt's garage and siding. Kept us up to date on the progress, and the finished product was amazing. Thank you for your professionalism and hard work. Hey, get that project done sooner than later. Call Executive Properties, 701-330-1273. All right, speaking of phone numbers, folks, if you have any questions or comments for myself or anybody here in the studio today, hey, feel free to text or call. Our number is 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. Gail is already watching. Good morning. I'm watching Grandma Gail. Good morning, John, Jory, Kenneth, Joe, Nick. Good morning. Let's see. Let's get it out of the way. I got a hair in my mic. There we go. My daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. I went to the doctor with some hearing problems, and he said, can you describe the symptoms? And I said, well, Homer's a fat dude and Marge has blue hair.
Jesus.
Huh?
That's pretty
You
good.
didn't get that, did you?
No.
He said, will you describe your symptoms? I thought he said Simpsons.
Oh.
Because he has a hearing problem.
So dumb.
We'll slow down for you next time. There we go.
Should have done the SpongeBob joke.
Okay.
A lot of things we need to talk about. First off, we normally would do a Forks Karting Association update, but Dale, last night, Forks Karting Association was rained out. What's going to happen on there?
Yeah, so they're going to be making it up a week. This coming Wednesday here, they'll be making up the track championships. It'll be the last regular Wednesday night racing this coming Wednesday. And then also they'll be having the season finale doubleheader on Saturday, September 14th. If you check the Forks Karting Facebook page, that'll have all the details there. Special. I know they're going to be doing first time ever at Forks Karting Speedway. They're going to be doing qualifying laps for the doubleheader. So that's going to be a cool deal. So yeah, we got the details on the Forks Karting Facebook. Check it out. And the season-ending banquet will be on September 21st. So there you go.
Thank you, Dale, the producer. There you go. That's a little Forks Karting Association update. Now let's do our Dirty Thursday track schedules. Brought to you by Forks Karting Association. You can watch the karts race Wednesday nights at Forks Karting Speedway at the Grand Forks Fairgrounds. Find out more by going to forkskartingassociation.com tonight, Norman County Speedway in Ada. Hopefully they can get that show at its Fan Appreciation Night Season Championship with the IMCA Sprint Cars, Stock Cars, Sport Mods, the Hobby Stocks, WISSOTA MWMods, and the INX Legends. Tomorrow and Saturday, and I normally do not mention Red River Valley Speedway in Fargo, but I'm going to. It's the Howie Shield Memorial. NLRA guys are going to be down there. That should be a great weekend of racing. Tomorrow night here at River City Speedway, it's a big night. Grand Forks school bus racing. We'll have a double NOSA sprint car feature. We got the WISSOTA MWMods, the Street Stocks, and the INX Legends. No late models. The Legends will be the first time they've been here in a long time. If you don't know what Legends are, they are the smaller cars that look like a coupe or a sedan or whatever they are. Saturday, Devil's Lake, 4th Annual Cliff Reeves Memorial going on. WISSOTA Street Stocks, MWMods, and on-wing sprints. Pure Stocks, $1,004 by the way to win that Cliff Reed Street Stock Special. Saturday night, Greenbush Lightning Sprints, WISSOTA Mods, MWMods, Pure Stocks, WISSOTA Street Stocks. And we'll wrap up the weekend Sunday, Buffalo River Speedway in Glendon, Season Championship Night, IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the Minn Kota Lightning Sprints, the INX Legends, Short Trackers, WISSOTA MWMods, WISSOTA Street Stocks, all there. And I believe tonight might be the last night at Norman County Speedway for the year. So there. Also, we got some news, couple of different things here. Kurt Busch got a DUI. If you guys heard that. Kurtie, come on, man. He was speeding over twice the limit, the way it sounds. Not good. Also, Kyle Larson wins at Knoxville Nationals. And, you know, the thing is, you watch Kyle and just like, I won Knoxville.
Again.
Great, yeah. Thanks. We're going to go down to the press conference now. Talk about it. Let's see. Speaking of Knoxville and the World of Outlaws, Rumors. Sports Bar and Casino across the hall here, one of our sponsors on Dirty Thursday. They're going to run a bus to the River City Speedway next week for the World of Outlaws. They've never done this before. It's going to be a pretty cool deal. It's $5 to ride the bus. They'll give you a ticket. You come back. You hand in your ticket, and it's worth a free beer or a free drink. So that is pretty cool. That bus will be leaving at 6:15 from Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. And also, let's do this. Right now, be the first one to text and say you want it. And if you've won, Nick, you're not included in this, all right? Feel free to text right now, 701-213-0863. Tell me you want to win a $25 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card, and hopefully we'll have that for you. Dale, let's take a quick little break here. Do we have the B-dubs ad? Okay, let's do that. We'll be right back. If you're looking for great food, great cocktails, and great service without needing a reservation, it's Buffalo Wild Wings in Grand Forks. A great menu that features B-Dub's famous wings, wraps, tenders, salads, burgers, and of course their famous sauces ranging from sweet to very, very spicy. And you can get awesome cocktails too. Grab a bite to eat, visit with friends or family, or watch your favorite sports teams on one of B-Dub's many ginormous TVs. Stop in to find out more about their numerous daily lunch specials, Wing Tuesdays, Boneless Thursdays, happy hours, and more. Make it Buffalo Wild Wings today for lunch or dinner, or both. 2717 South Columbia Road in Grand Forks. Go exclusive. Go Buffalo Wild Wings. Right, and again, thank you to everybody that has been texting so far. And again, while you're texting, why not say, hey, I want a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm going to wait here until somebody does, because I've got one left. And whoever texts us and says, I want that $25 gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings, it will be yours. While we are waiting, I'm starting to get to know Donnie Schatz a little bit more as time goes on, I guess. He's got a sense of humor, which I wasn't sure at first. But down at Knoxville, he didn't have the greatest week, but he had a little comment to make. And me being a Minnesota boy, this one nailed me, man. I absolutely loved this. Hopefully we don't get in any trouble for replaying it. We're not going to play the video, but let's play the audio. This is what Donnie Schatz said after his showing at Knoxville.
You know, it's been one of them weeks, almost like a week from hell, and I kind of told myself yesterday, the only thing that could be worse than the week I've had is being the governor of Minnesota. So, I'm not the governor of Minnesota, so...
I'm afraid what I wanted to call the governor of Minnesota, because we've got two youngins here, but it's double T. How's that? All right, here we go. Kaylee Elizabeth, it looks like you're going to win our gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give it right to you. There you go. All right, we're out of them. My favorite Thursday day show, Stephen Ader Olsen. Okay, everybody, let's start with the right side here. We're going to go around this way, and thank you for coming in again today. Jory, how you been, man?
Well, actually pretty good, because I got my cast off yesterday, so now I can start physical therapy and working on some hand and wrist strength.
You know, I when you came walking into the mall here, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, what the hell? I couldn't believe it. I thought, he finally just cut it off. He must have just cut it off, but could you show us what it looks like? Just hold it up.
Let's see. That's this side. And then, of course, I got this side. It's all taped together where they did the surgery on both sides and glued up. And
how's it feeling?
It's really freeing.
Yeah.
But, like, sleeping last night, I was pretty nervous.
You almost afraid your arm's going to break in half when you're sleeping?
I don't feel like I got any protection on it whatsoever,
Right,
so
right.
I'm really careful about bumping it or
vulnerable.
scraping against them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Prognosis, you're not going to be able to get back in the car this year the
No.
way it sounds. And are you okay with that? I mean, you've been out of it now for how long?
Well, since July 1st is when
Okay.
I had the accident, and
Yeah.
then the 2nd was my surgery. So it's been 6 weeks, and then they just told us yesterday that it should be another 6 weeks before we even think about doing
Okay.
anything like that again. And then we'll go from there. And September 25th, I think, is my next appointment. And then we're going to take another look and make sure that hopefully after that I can go back to work and everything. And I don't know, maybe we'll do some winter racing down south or something like that. But as of right now, I've had Jason Strand run my car. Well, he ran it last weekend in Devil's Lake, got 5th. He was passing for second, got into the back of Matt and kind of spun him out. So he had to go to the back and start all over again. But
Good to see your car out there. Is it hard to watch your car out there when you're not in it?
yeah, like I told everyone, it's like watching somebody else kiss your girlfriend. You know?
I get it. I get it.
And he was charging to the front, so then, you know, when he was doing that, I was kind of sitting there going, shit, I hope he doesn't win and make me look bad. But no, he's going to run it again for the Golden Hammer makeup on the 31st, and he's won the Hammer before, so I feel like us together, we have a pretty good opportunity to do it. So.
Well, good. I'm zigzagging around here. I've been waiting to pick this guy here, to pick his ear a little bit. Joe Breidenbach, how are you, man?
I'm really good, John.
This is, I really don't know you. I mean, I do know you, but I don't know you. And I was really, really excited to find out that you were going to come on this show. We've got a lot of things to talk about, too. Right now, well, we're calling you team manager and probably crew chief of this girls' race car here, and we're gonna pick your brain a little bit and find out a little bit more about you too. Let's go across now. Here we go, MaKenna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, except school starts pretty soon.
When? Like next week?
27th, I think.
Oh, ick. I know it started. It's already starting around North Dakota.
It's crazy.
That's a shame. What grade are you gonna be in?
10th.
10th grade. What are you gonna do after high school? Do you know?
I don't know. I was planning on going to college for, I don't know. I kind of want to be a dentist.
Okay.
Because I get Fridays off.
Oh, so you can race.
Yeah, but I'm not sure yet.
Own your own business. You can take any day you want off. Yeah, well, that's what they say. It's that easy. Hey, you gonna talk with us or not?
Take the mic.
Come on. What's your name? Tell us who you are.
Kamber.
Yeah. Big Herm. We say hi to you almost every Friday night at the racetrack. How's the go-kart racing going?
Good.
Yeah? You winning anything?
No.
No? Close?
Money
Are you?
from my dad.
Are you getting close to that first win of the year or not?
Kind of.
Kind of?
She's got a podium.
Oh, you've been on the podium, though. Well, that's good. Let's see. Lakota did first day. Lakota already started. Devil's Lake starts next week. Ooh. Joe, one of the stars of ML Motorsports social media. You could be a headlamp model. I know that for sure.
Yeah, thank you, Kaylee.
Okay, now, Stephen Ader, I love go-karts. I'm going to start with you first, Joe. When you decided, or whoever decided, you, your mom, and you, and whatever, to go from, because you raced go-karts last year, to jump up to a B-mod, which is kind of a, I don't know, a different way of doing it. Most people don't do it. They'll either go to the Lightning Sprint or they'll go to the Sprint Car, whatever. But were you talked to about this before?
You know, not really so much. So maybe just a little bit. So there was a lot of talk of what to do with MaKenna for her next step, right? It was, are we going to do Lightning Sprints? Are we going to do a 305 Sprint Car? What are we going to do? And then Kaylee kind of reaches out, and she'd been talking to Jory, and they had found this particular B-mod for sale. She seemed pretty excited about it. Didn't really have any time to even process that conversation. And then it was, hey, Grandpa Bobby agreed to buy this thing. We're going B-mod racing.
Oh, okay.
So it was just that fast. So I blame Kaylee, Jory, and Bobby for all the fun we're having.
You're welcome.
You dicks.
Yeah.
What do you do, by the way, for a living?
So I work for True North Equipment, the
Okay.
John Deere dealer here up and down the valley.
Yep.
My title is Director of Sales and Precision Technology.
Okay.
And so that's a title. My role is really just to support all of the sales team efforts and the precision team efforts to be successful.
You guys got one of my old buildings that I used to work in. I worked out of Wells for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so you guys are in the newer of the big pre-stressed buildings. And how did you get involved in this big family here?
So Kaylee and I have been together roughly 6 years, I think.
Okay.
So
It's been that long already.
Yeah, time flies. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're engaged. We're not yet married. Kaylee will probably have some Facebook comments or something about that, setting a date. But so I guess future stepdad is probably my title.
Yeah.
But the girls have been with me for 6 years. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you kind of inherit a family like that. I did the same thing. My son is 37 now. I met my wife when he was going into first grade.
Got it.
So, and now we got the grandkids and the whole bit. But oh, and by the way, I'm ordained now too. So if you're looking for somebody to marry, I can probably help you out.
Kaylee has made mention of that too. So.
Well, I got Jade Hastings coming up here real soon. That's going to be my next one. I've been with Nola 9 years. He still hasn't put a ring on it. Jeez. Anyway. So you reach out or whoever to Jory. They know they got this car. You've helped out with the go-karts and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if you have any experience with the BMod or any of the big cars, but do you? And all of a sudden, you got a BMod sitting in the driveway. What are your thoughts?
Well, so initially it went to, again, Grandpa Bobby bought the car. So he's our car owner.
Yep.
And so initially it went in his trailer, went in his garage in
Okay.
Preston. That's where we raced out of for the go-karts, right?
Okay.
And then we had it at home one weekend. And when I was gone, suddenly Kaylee and the girls moved my snowmobiles all out of the garage into my snowmobile trailer, and the car went into the garage and it never left there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a two-prong attack.
Now, you've been a sled head forever.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Do you have a favorite brand?
Arctic Cat, for
Oh,
sure.
let's hold on.
You knew that. You knew it was coming too, didn't you?
I know. I was waiting for that one.
Yeah.
I love ditch pickles. They're the best. Joe went from not being a part of the conversation to buying a race trailer in Florida when we were on vacation. Here's the deal. This is what I know about you and Joe. I'm still trying to learn more about you and get to know you better. From what I have seen, from what I have heard, and I talked to just about everybody in this racing world around here, you dove into this 195%. I was told that's kind of the way you roll with pretty much everything you do.
I mean, you have to, right? You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, why half-ass anything if you're going to do it, right? And McKenna has got the talent. We've got an awesome resource in Jory and Tim helping us out. We've got a car that Jory previously owned and had some great success with, so
Absolutely.
they know that car. I mean, all the pieces are there. Why not go for it?
So I see you, and when we make fun of the headlamp thing, I see videos of you all the time out in pitch blackout. I'm sure everybody else is probably in bed sleeping, and there's Joe out working on either the trailer or the car or something. But do you ever get any sleep?
No, I don't really sleep very well anyway.
Okay.
And, when I have a project to do or something going on, my mind just races on it, so it's better just to go and approach it. And, hey, like you say, if you got a good Milwaukee headlamp.
There you go.
You got your own mobile sun.
Yeah,
You,
there's
you
your,
know things
there's
are
your-
getting super serious when Joe busts out the headlamp at the racetrack.
Oh, boy.
You know it's about to go down. So
Yeah.
you just get out of Joe's way and you let him do his
And
work.
you see how smart he is? He even gave Milwaukee the plug there. That's good marketing right
Get
there.
at MLM
Yeah.
Motorsports
Get right
Milwaukee. Let's go.
Stephen Ader, McKenna's the best female driver I've watched every time in Glendon. Okay, I want to ask you this first, Jory. When they approached you or whatever about putting her in a BMod, what were your thoughts originally? Were you skeptical, or did you say, "Hey, let's do it"?
No, I was kind of on board for it because I'm big on keeping our class alive.
Yeah, and I know you had stipulations too.
Yeah, well, more for Kenna than anything
right.
about staying focused and all that stuff, which we haven't had a single issue. She's
No, I've heard that from everybody too. Yeah.
I mean, like when we were in kind of like the baby steps, I would call them. She was at our shop. She was standing there watching Matt, our tire guy, work on tires, and they'd come over and spend a lot of time with us. So they pay a lot of attention to the things that we did. So, I mean, for us to do that, obviously we didn't expect me to break my arm. So we had our own program going on at the same time. So we were able to still focus on our stuff, and Joe and them would still step up, and, we would just text them and tell them what needed to be done, and they would be on top of it.
Sure.
They've never showed up to the track with anything to do more than tire prep.
Yep.
And as far as tire prep, it's just grinding tires.
So they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's like they should before. Because I mean, we all know those people that they'll park they'll park their car Friday night and not probably touch it again until Friday night.
Oh, 100%. I've helped people before where, you tell them something to do and then they show up to the track and they're still doing it, or they haven't done it yet. And it's frustrating to help somebody that isn't going to help themselves.
Right.
And Kenna understands that she's got a really good opportunity here in Joe and Kaylee and even Kamber. Everybody's there, even Joe's
Great
daughter.
support system.
Yeah, Joe's daughter Ava is there. She's the quiet one. We like her. But, they all show up and they all have something to do and they're all part of it, whether it's just hanging out or working on the car. But, I mean, it's purely business when we get there. And then by the time it's all said and done, we're eating snacks up in the bar in Devil's Lake.
Sure. We're waiting to see if we can get Joe to blush here. We're all super lucky to have Joe. He's hard a lot. He's had a lot of shit thrown at him over the years, and he's handled it with grace and been supportive. Puts a lot of time and love into our family. No one else in this universe could handle the life we live like he does. Are you blushing yet? I know. Isn't that nice?
You have to check my cheeks.
My wife, I don't think my wife talks that nice about me.
Well, Kaylee, I think woke up this morning and put the ass kissing boots on. It looks like.
I guess so.
Yeah, you're gonna come home. There's gonna be a new pet there or something. You know that.
Oh boy, Steven Ader, I love coming to your guys' trailer every time in Glendon. I do too. I like stopping in and saying hi to you guys. When you started, when did you start racing go-karts?
When I was 5.
When you were
Started
5.
flat cart, yeah.
And you're what, 15 now?
Yep.
So you raced that long, and were you nervous going into? I mean, had you even driven a regular car before?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of a sudden you go from a go-kart to this thing. Was it intimidating? Did it scare you?
Well, I was a little nervous to drive like with literally 50-year-olds, but like it was time to move up because it's been like 9 or 10 years.
50-year-olds.
I'm 36.
Well,
Thanks. I feel like I'm 50 with my back and my arm now. But
And when you first showed up, how did people treat you? Were they nice, or did they just go, "Oh, you're racing the B-Mod, huh?"
well, a lot of people that I race against, they just kind of like look at me and then they tell me I'm like doing good, which I think I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And they just look at, well, now that like I've been doing good at certain tracks and I'm a girl and I'm young, I'm like getting a lot of kind of hate, and people are starting to like smash into me on the track, and Jory's telling me to give it back, and it's kind of been hard, but.
So if you ever had to go fight with somebody, you probably wouldn't do that afterwards.
Probably not.
No.
No.
Well, I know you guys had one little issue the one night, but you pretty much stay out of everybody's way, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. You know, you can anytime you want to go ahead and jump in, you feel free because you know a lot more about these guys than I do. Did you know who that guy was that was looking in here?
no, I was kind of wondering the same thing.
Oh, I thought he
don't
was here for you.
know. No, it's not the cops. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Jealous husband.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh boy, jealous husband. There we go. You know, I tell you what, let's look at some of these pictures we got up here for you first. And you guys can talk about these, whatever they are.
Well, that was in Crookston at the winter show. When was that? Like 2022, maybe? Yeah, I got first out of the whole weekend, I believe. That was Dustin Strand giving me some driving advice after he won his late model feature.
Hey.
God, I love the ditch pickle green.
Hit that next button.
I love that.
Oh boy.
Some good picks. They really are.
Oh, there's Kamber helping.
What are you doing down there? Put a
it
wheel
on.
cover back on?
Yeah.
Digging in.
Changing gears for Glendon. One of my favorite jobs.
I was gonna say it's either yours or Joe's favorite job, one of the two.
So
We've got that down to a science now, right, Ken? It's quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like 30 minutes.
there we go. How about that?
Whole crew there.
Yeah, I signed 2 kids' foreheads like 2 weekends ago.
You signed foreheads?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 3 foreheads that night and like 4 shoes maybe.
That's how you know you're getting racetrack famous, where they just want your autograph on anything.
At any part of their
Yeah.
body.
Yep.
Would you sign my forehead? Nice.
That's nice.
And there is the winged car.
Kamber, can you enlighten us? I have no idea. How did you come up with Big Herm?
I don't know.
Or what is it? Is it a reference to like a character or something? I just don't know. Oh, okay, Pee Wee Herman.
Oh.
Oh my dad. I think Kenna came up with it.
No, I didn't. I think your dad did. Like when you were little.
Oh, boy.
That's true.
That's true, he says.
I sure sent you that
Oh
picture.
boy.
Alex is a big fan.
Okay.
Oh, Mom with
Back in the test and tune days here.
Oh, sure,
Oh,
sure.
boy.
Is that the day that we hit the wall?
Is it a
no.
we?
No.
Is it a
As
we?
a team, we do things as a team.
Are you
Joe.
French? We.
No.
We should have put that video on there.
Oh, whoops, I jumped on there. There we go.
Oh, it's when my grandma came over and checked out my car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at all the orange. All the green in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever gonna have an Articat car just to
I don't
do
know.
one for Joe?
We're open to it if Textron is listening.
Yeah, I remember years ago, Brad Paik had one.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, Brian Sturgeon, when they used to run what they call them, mini sprints back in the day. He ran an Arctic Cat car here. That's when Arctic Cat was kind of experimenting with their fuel injection stuff. And he was, of course, their factory oval snowmobile racer. And so they put him in a lightning sprint, and he would test those motors up here by kicking everybody's ass almost every Friday night at River City Speedway. And that's kind of what he did.
Didn't Donnie Schatz also run?
He did. That's right.
For a while?
Yeah, because I remember a couple of years back when he came up, I was really hoping Tony Stewart was going to come with him, and maybe they'd go see Arctic Cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, boy, I forgot all about that.
The Arctic Cat, and then they did Textron too, didn't they?
Yeah,
I
they had some
believe so.
Textron on the wing at one time in
Sure.
Arctic Cat.
Yeah.
Did you know Jory is basically Iron Man now? Oh yes, we knew that. Nolan had to sign panties in front of his mom once. That would be kind of embarrassing, especially if they're like big granny panties. That would probably be my luck.
You can pull them way up in the front to get a surface for signing.
Who's going to be more embarrassed, the person signing it or the person that wants their panties signed? Because if you want your panties signed, sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's going to be more embarrassing for you than it is for me.
Yeah, and then they pull it up, and it's just one of those little strings, and you got to try to sign that.
Sorry, I can't write that small.
Yeah, jeez. I need a smaller Sharpie.
I'm left-handed now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Can you do anything with your right arm yet?
No, not really. I mean, I can, I got a little bit of wrist
You wave
stuff.
like the Queen.
I can do this too. Oh, look at that. Huh? Getting there.
Jeez, they're getting there, but
Yeah.
still not getting the numbers done with that hand yet.
No, with the cast just coming off, it's been. I mean, even getting a little bit of rotation out of it to me is a big deal.
Sure it
just
is.
because
Yeah.
now I have freedom, but I do know if I move certain ways, I get really sharp pains.
Oh
and-
yeah, it'll hurt.
Yeah,
and it
so-
will for a while.
Yeah, I can't wait for physical therapy. And the doctor, pretty much the surgeon, he's like, yeah, they're probably gonna make you cry, and I was like, bet, let's go.
They made
Try
me. It was the point with me, but I mean, I was 6 days a week for 7 months that they would make me actually have me take a little more drugs than I was supposed to before I'd go in.
Yeah.
And it was every day.
I saved
it
some
felt like you
oxys.
were in a battle royal with about 10 people every single day. Amanda Jo Enright, we all listen to her because she knows what's going on. I'm impressed by how Kaylee captures all the moments of the girls racing, the good, the bad, and the funny moments. And I actually like that too. I've seen Jory in a pair of those in Arizona. Oh,
Yeah.
the string or the grannies?
I think I have my boxers rolled up
Oh.
up on my
boy.
legs in the trailer, and I think Lindsay walked around the corner because we were switching radios for Wi-Fi down there. 'Cause
Okay.
There's no service for
Yeah.
us AT&T people that are poor.
Oh, that is funny. I tell you what, we're going to take a break. When you want to talk about impressive numbers for a rookie, right now, MaKenna Romuld has got these great numbers. We're going to talk about them. We'll be right back on Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You know, most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids. Check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. You know, they can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call them 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. All right, and we are back. Steven Ader Olson. I will try to get to Hornbachers again one of these days in Fargo real soon. I haven't been there much lately. It's funny because my son and his family live in Fargo and happen to be in Hornbachers, which is the closest grocery store to where they live. And I'm like, is that Steven Ader? It's over there. And find out Steven Ader works there. And now every time I go in there, I run into him. So we will be back eventually. Okay, let's see now. I was on my race pass yesterday. Let's see if these numbers are still correct, if they're right. 26 features this year for you so far. No wins, 1 top 5, 17 top 10s. Now listen to these numbers, folks. You're 5th in points here at River City Speedway. You're 2nd in points at Devil's Lake Speedway. You are 2nd in points at Buffalo River. In North Dakota, you are 4th. And in the national rookie race, you are 2nd in points in the national race for Rookie of the Year. And of the 645 cars with MWMods running in the United States, you're ranked 25th.
Those are pretty impressive numbers for a rookie.
That is crazy impressive.
And the thing about the rookie deal is that we're doing the math last week on the way home is she's 4 shows behind the guy that's leading it. So if she has 4 80-point nights, she'll be in the lead by, I think it's like 112. But there's another guy down in South Dakota that's going to be coming after us, so we might be racing late into October. But
because you really want to go after this national rookie thing? I mean, hell yeah. Now, we got to admit it, and I'm going to go around with the whole panel here, but Joe, think about it. First time you ever getting into a car like this, granted, you have got a lot of seat time, and you're lucky enough to hit a lot of these tracks, but do you ever think this would be this good, this quick?
No, I tell people early on in the season, I said she's already a year ahead of where I predicted she would be, right? So she's coming along really quickly.
Okay, what'd you think about the whole deal? I mean, it's pretty crazy. You've gone through it all.
Yeah, I mean, for me to go through the motions of learning how to drive, that transmission and all that stuff, and then learning to drive these cars, it was kind of easy for me to project the mistakes that I made onto her so that she wouldn't have those, and we could kind of expedite her learning process. I mean, we went up and down the road at Devil's Lake her first time in the car, and we had her hanging out the window while I was in there shifting it, showing her how to do it, and then she jumped in, and I was hanging out the window, and from learning that to where we are now, like we just talked about during the break, she was ripping the lip in Devil's Lake on Saturday night. I mean, to the point where I was like, holy shit. She's borderline going off, but she ran good laps up there and got really comfortable up there. So from start to where we are now, it's night and day different, and I believe that rookie deal is something that we can accomplish, so that's where a lot of our energy and focus is going.
Now, let's face it, somebody that young, getting into a full-size car like this, it's usually one step forward, 3 or 43 steps back, and then one step forward. But and a guy like me, I will tend to, if warranted, lose my patience maybe a little bit. I don't think that's happened too much with her, has it?
No, not really. I mean, I think
where you just want to get mad and go, listen.
Yeah, well, we did kind of have that conversation in Grand Forks here. Was it last week or the week before, where we weren't communicating quite right. We always, after the races are over, I give her time to digest, and then we'll go in the trailer and we'll have a conversation about what's going on, what she needs from the car, what she needs from me and my dad and Joe and everybody working on this stuff. So when she's able to communicate back to us what she needs or what she feels in the car, it makes it really easy for us to get the car right for her.
Sure.
And she's young, so
it takes time.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I'll throw in a trick question to make sure, like, I'll be like, well, is the car tight, or are you just not driving it hard enough? And then we'll have that conversation, and then we'll get to the bottom of it, and then by the end of it, I think she understands what I'm really asking. So then we can get the car right for her. But I think we've only had like one bad night where our communication wasn't what it needed to be, and we sat in the trailer for probably 20 minutes and figured it out. And then we went out, and then the next night we did fine. So I would say that she probably thinks I'm more of a hard ass than what I'm being, but I just want to give her the best opportunity, especially since I'm not racing right now. My focus is on their program, and I think my dad's focus is on their program too. So we just want to give her the best opportunity and push her to get over the plateaus of what we're finally hitting. I mean, we're at the point where it's just almost seat time.
Yeah.
She's got the equipment. She's got the skill. We just need to get the seat time and learn from these little mistakes that we're making. So as long as we have that conversation about those mistakes, I think that we'll just keep growing. So by the end of the year, I think we'll be sitting pretty, and at the beginning of next year, we'll be really good.
It would be kind of hard for me. Well, it wouldn't be so hard for me. It would be hard for my wife. I'm going to say that. Now, if for like you to be sitting in the trailer or in the pits, and she comes back in after a heat race or something, and something goes wrong, and maybe they get a little mad, the Bergs get mad, and are you okay with just kicking back and saying, hey, these guys know what they're talking about, listen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things with MaKenna is I try to say, hey, everybody leave her alone after every, good or bad, just leave her alone for a little while after every race. Don't run up to the window, pull the net down, start pelting her with stuff. She doesn't like that. But as far as advice on the track, I give her just a very little. And what I keep telling her is, hey, I've been watching races for like 40 years. I've never raced a little red wagon down a hill.
Yeah.
So I said, listen to the people that have done it and
Sure.
take your real advice from them. And too many people in her ear telling her what to do is going to make a mess of things.
Oh, absolutely. Now, what happens is they take the top 30 shows of the year. So you want to get as many races in as you can because you can start throwing races out.
Correct.
Are you jacked about trying to get this National Rookie of the Year thing?
Well, it would sure be a big accomplishment if we got it, and I really, really, really want to get it. Like now that we're like almost to 30 shows, I really, really want to get it. Especially I'm a girl, and 15, it'd be pretty crazy. if
Yeah,
I
not
got
to
it.
mention it probably helps when it comes time to get sponsors for the next year too, saying, "Hey, I'm National Rookie of the Year." Haha, you know. Are you a good listener?
Mostly,
Or should I
yeah.
be asking your mom or Joe that? Or Jory?
I don't know if my mom would say.
From what I've heard, though, it sounds like you're a pretty good listener.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah?
Some
Probably.
days.
Some days?
Some
Yeah.
days we have a little bit of a time
Yeah.
when we have conversations, and we just gotta, Kenna, what do you need?
Uh-huh.
And then we just gotta sit down in the trailer and have a conversation. If we can have a one-on-one, she's a good listener. But if we're out doing something, I think we get distracted a lot. But I do the same thing. I got an ADHD brain, so
Oh,
if
yeah,
I see
yeah.
something shiny, I'm gone.
Yeah, I blame it on the 80s myself. 80s was kind of hard on me. We saw you doing a gear change. I've seen pictures of you all season long working on parts of the car and doing things. I don't know if you were mechanically inclined before, if you knew anything about cars or anything about mechanics or anything, but you're not afraid to get dirty. You're not afraid to get all, get right into it, are you?
I feel like if I know the car better and I work on it, then I'll get better at driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grr, you guys are really going to make me buy a banquet ticket this year. I only go when we have locals in the top 10 or win points.
I have a follow-up question on that. You guys, we saw in the photos a little earlier, and you post so much on your social media about all the working in the pits, like between races or before the races. I'm just kind of curious on just what maybe just your average race fan may not know. What kind of goes? What are some of your big takeaways when it comes to those little things to getting the car ready, like say in between heats in the future? What are some of those little things that go a long way to getting the race car ready to go here when it comes time for feature racing?
Well, I think we're kind of in the point of the year of where we don't want to change a bunch of things because I feel like in my rookie year, if we change a bunch of things every time and I have to relearn it every time I go back on the track, that's not like the way to go, and I won't be able to learn the car. And I feel like in between races, I either tell Jory when I come off the track if the car is tight or if I need to drive it harder, and he tells me some of the mistakes that I have. So I guess we don't really change much between the races, just grinding tires and maybe some body work or check alignment, whatever those things are, but it's just the little things.
Sounds like she's been doing this forever.
I know, right?
You even sound polished with the whole media thing and everything. I want to see here, Stephen Lewis, again, one of the guys that knows probably more about anything. That first DL practice, you try and play guess the driver when the car doesn't have a wrap on it yet. And I thought it was someone new to the class, not new to cars. I was surprised when Jory told me who it was. What an amazing start to her career. It's been fun to watch. Kenna's a pretty great girl. For the most part, she listens. She controls her emotions and doesn't throw temper tantrums or get into anyone's face like some of the other guys do. She goes back to the trailer, will watch the live videos, then talk to Jory about the mistakes she made, then moves on. Her self-control makes me pretty proud. You're one step above your mom right there. Well, I know her
fair.
self-control wasn't the greatest for a while there, but it's much, much better now. I love your mom, by the way. They're great people.
So let's ask this question, going off, kind of piggybacking off of Dale here. Joe, what's been the biggest learning curve for you with this whole situation going from, you, just like me, are a huge race fan. You have a TV in your trailer so that we can watch races because we're watching the World of Outlaws or the High Limits or late models or whatever it is while there's racing going on too. But what's been the biggest learning curve going from the fan part of it and now being, I mean, you're well into it.
Yeah, I guess really it's about trying to learn the car, the setup. And, when it came to a title, right, Kaylee said, hey, you guys asked for a title. So she said crew chief and team manager, and I thought crew chief. I said my real job is I just do whatever Jory and Tim tell me, and then I run the GoPro. So, yeah, it's just trying to learn all the maintenance, it's do all the work on the car, the repairs through the week. It's how much goes into these things during the week to get ready again to go. You don't just put it in the box, take it back out, dump some fuel in it, and go racing. There's a pile of work and maintenance that has to happen through the week. And, halfway through the season, right, as MaKenna's learning, we got really pretty good at replacing front end parts, steering parts, spindles, drag links, pitman arms, rebuilding the nose, the bumpers. And Kenna jumps right in. She's in there drilling holes with me, putting rivets in, helping me replace front end parts, which is awesome. So we got
Now,
real good at working on the front end of that car, steering motor forward.
If somebody that might not know much about a dirt car or dirt track racing, I would think that means you're not really slow if you're replacing front end parts.
Correct.
Now, I could see if you was rear bumpers, rear ends, and things like that from getting ran into from behind, but apparently you're running into people in front of you.
Yeah.
So I would think, I mean, it's never good to have to fix a car, but I would rather do that.
Well, we're getting to the point where she's fast enough to be a threat to anyone's quarter panels.
Oh,
So,
sure.
I mean, she's
Show them a little, yep.
Yeah, for a young girl, she's not afraid to drive that thing deep into the corner. And a lot of the guys in front of her that, kind of maybe setting their car a little early for the corner, Kenna's still in the throttle, driving it deeper. And I mean, she's definitely shown that she's got the potential to really do what she needs to do, but we just work on consistency.
Yeah.
So we're close.
Are you one of the kind of guys, Joe, that gets nervous?
No, not really. I guess I'll say for the first few races when she went out, like that practice run in Devil's Lake, I was slightly terrified.
Sure,
right?
sure. Well, you have to
for
be.
MaKenna, right? I'm super nervous about what's going to happen. But anymore, no, I'm super confident in what she can do. The safety equipment in the car is good. Something might happen, but, let life happen.
So I would think the first time having her out there hot lapping a car, I could see how you'd be nervous about her, but I would be more freaking out about Kaylee.
She was awfully nervous, too.
It would have been like me when my kid played hockey, especially high school hockey. I always went way up in the corner and I stood by myself. And I think that was just safest for everybody. But how was she those first couple of hot lap sessions?
Oh, I think nervous. I mean, she talked about having a lot of butterflies, but she didn't show it. She wasn't, breaking down or anything.
Sure.
She's been super supportive of this whole thing. I got to give her all kinds of plugs. She's in there. She'll run wrenches. She'll do anything mechanical we want her to do. She's asking for probably more things to do. Always happy to get things ready. She's driving the pickup and trailer to the track when I'm still at work.
Sure.
So, they handled the whole thing this last weekend when I was in Knoxville.
Yeah. Yep.
And also another big shout out to Kaylee for handling food for us and snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not always lavash.
No, sometimes we get burgers and brats. Well, Father's Day, she cooked us a Father's Day meal at Buffalo River on that Sunday.
No kidding.
It was steak
I need
and
to
potatoes.
start coming down there a little later in the night, I think.
it was great.
Amanda, Joe, you were right. Kaylee Elizabeth runs one heck of a social media for Kenna. You get to see everything. I always look forward to seeing what ML Motorsports is up to every day. Pretty neat to see all aspects of a race team. That's some good stuff. Do you mind working on the cars? Because is it every day? Do you guys have a day off? Like, I know some race teams, they'll say, okay, Wednesdays are our day off, especially if you got kids that race karts or anything. But do you have a scheduled day of the week where you do the work on them? Or you just when you can?
We kind of just it depends on what day we race. Usually we race every Friday, and then Wednesday we have karts, so we're kind of gone. So I guess we kind of work on it I don't know, here and there.
Yeah,
during the week.
No, it's not a scheduled thing. It really depends on how the weekend goes.
Yeah,
how much work is there to do? Is it
Sure.
Is it maintenance? Is it pull the shocks off and check them? Is it lubing things up? Is it checking the alignment? Is it an oil change, spark plugs, transmission oil change, a gear change? Or is it the car's all folded over in the front?
Right. Now, I have heard something that maybe this was brought up at one time, probably that you could probably have the nicest go-kart stuff on the planet if you chose, or you could probably have a nice boat and go tubing and skiing and go camping every week if you chose to, but you don't, and I got to give you a lot of credit, Joe, because you're kind of, you're basically doing what they want to do, but you're loving it. Do you ever think, have you ever had one of those days where it's just like, fuck it, we're just going to get a camper and we're going to the lake? Because I fish league on Wednesday nights, and you know how many times I have came in to weigh in and said, that's it, I'm selling my boat, I'm selling everything I have, and I'm going to buy a go-kart, and I'm going to go go-kart racing instead. Until my wife finds out I said that, and then it's like, well, no, you're not. But do you ever think about that? Do you ever just go, God, we should have just got a lake place again?
Well, we had a lake spot down by Ottertail, right? So I sold the camper. We rented out the spot for this year. I'm not sure if I'll keep it, sell it, what we'll do there. And then the boat, well, actually, we take the boat down to Knoxville, me and my buddies, every
Oh,
year,
okay.
and go out on Lake Red Rock. Well,
Oh, sure.
we hadn't used the boat since last year. It was 1 year since Knoxville last
wow.
year we used the boat. So if that tells you where our focus is. But
Yeah.
no, I'm thrilled. We're not just doing what they want. We're doing what I love, too. So
Sure.
I'm all about it. This
And
is
you
great.
know, it's funny because when I look at the people that retire out of racing, and I'm going to point more towards the sprint car guys because it seems like they get out of it a little bit younger. And almost every one of them has said, I want to start going to the lake. I want to start having my weekends off, you know, and I get it. I mean, especially when you start having kids and things like that. Andrew, hitting the road this evening. All right, see you at the bull ring tomorrow night. John, wow, he's already making the trip up from out west. Andrew, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait. With the rain we got, hopefully things will be okay because I've heard anything from 2 to 3 inches that we've gotten so far. It's still coming on.
Still coming down.
Yeah, was it raining when you guys got here?
I was just kind of sprinkling
Just
a little
spitting
bit.
a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know if hopefully Ada can get their final night in would be nice.
That
but
would be really
if
nice.
They reschedule, then maybe we'll partake in that. We did get some Ada gears, but we also have a 3-day weekend this weekend. So,
Okay. How many tracks have you raced at this year?
Lisbon, Watertown. I think it's 7.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Lisbon,
Jane-
Watertown,
Jamestown.
Jamestown,
Devil's Lake, Grand Forks, Clinton.
Linden. So 5 maybe?
Okay.
Greenbush. We went to
Greenbush.
Greenbush.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
6.
Okay.
I swear we did 7. I don't know.
How important is it? And I know, I mean, maybe you don't want to hit all these racetracks. I don't know. But I know one thing that you have been striving to do with this race team is as much seat time as possible. Is that why maybe you've had to go to other tracks just because, well, there's a night we're going to have to go down here if we want to race just to get the seat time? Or is it just to check out the other tracks for the future?
Oh, I mean, I think it's fun too, right? Jory and Tim and another group of racers kind of hit us up to go on that tour down to
Casino.
Jamestown, Casino, and Watertown and Lisbon. And that was a hoot. That was a heck of a fun weekend. So be happy to do that again sometime.
They more or less were kind of along for the ride on my schedule of where I was going.
Sure.
We were telling them in the beginning, like, you know, this is where we're going racing this weekend. And they didn't bat an eye at it. They just loaded up and they were coming with. I mean, we had a lot of help along the way too. You know, when we did do that Jamestown to Watertown, we had to change gears. We stayed in Fargo that night, and then the next morning we went over to Cole Babcock's place, and I believe it was you guys' first time changing gears. So Cole was there to help, and we were all doing car maintenance, about 5-6 of us, and I think Babcock was underneath there and helping out and really showing Joe. And I mean, we had everyone kind of digging in on everybody's cars. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but I think they were just more or less kind of being drug along with us,
Sure,
and not given
sure.
a choice. You guys are coming to race where we race at that time, but now we're racing some points deals and need to focus on where we're going and what we're doing. So I think
Pull the big girl pants up. It's time to rock.
yeah, and we got to kind of stick to the 3 tracks where we're at. And focus on those. But come, you know, special season, then it's probably going to be back on the road traveling a little bit.
Right.
Looking at the rookie deal. So, but
You know,
we enjoy it. So
Leave it up to Stephen Lewis. He knows exactly how many tracks, like you said. 7 tracks: Glendon, Lisbon, Jamestown, Casino, River City Speedway, Devil's Lake, and Greenbush. Stephen Lewis knows more about Dirty Thursday than John Roberts does. I've had to ask him questions about my show.
it's because it's Jesus.
Well, yeah, and it was the 80s. I can't remember that crap. I mean, come on. Your dad now, with your racing program put on hold, your dad's not the kind of guy to sit idle for very long either, is he?
No,
And
not at all.
is this kind of a good deal then? I mean, it's never a good deal when you got to sit out because you badly broke your arm. But is it a good deal for him because now he can, you know, maybe help them out a little bit more or focus and keep his brain off the non-activity?
Yeah, I think he's busier now than when I'm racing.
Okay.
Because he's helping not only Kenna and them, but we're helping Jason Strand out with his late model program. He's worked on Nate Reynolds' motor here a couple times
Wow.
now. Trey Hess, they're always doing something together. I mean, he's constantly bouncing back and forth between everyone's cars. I think, you know, him and Dustin Strand, they, you know, he's over there helping him in the shop every once in a while. Just to, like, I took Dustin's new car down to Jamestown, got it powder coated and drove it back. And then my dad helped him unload it and maybe, I think, put a couple parts on with him just to give him a hand. My dad is probably busier now that he doesn't have the excuse that he's got to work on my equipment.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
and then we had, obviously, had Jason drive our car. So,
Yep.
you know, I was down in the cities at a Twins game and he was at home working on that thing. So,
Did Nate Reynolds? I thought for a while he was like fed up and getting out of it because I see he's selling some stuff.
No, those are the cars he started with.
Okay.
So he's started that collection where,
Yep.
I think when he started, he just wanted something to try. So then he kind of bought like an older car, and then he come across a deal. He bought a newer car, and then now he's bought an actual like legit, pretty decent late model. So no, he's not selling his new car that he just bought, but he's selling the old ones that he started with.
Okay, okay.
Which those are for sale. And if a guy was building a Gen X late model or crate late model, they would actually be a really good car. And if you wanted to get started, it was a good car for him too. He put a lot of money into
Sure,
him. So
sure. Rhonda Fuller. I did daycare for MaKenna since she was a baby. She has turned into a young, wonderful woman. You like hearing that stuff? It's got to be nice, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I think I was the first. She didn't take babies
Okay.
when she had daycare, but I think I was the first baby.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, you must have turned out okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for Kamber since we got her here in the studio.
Uh-oh.
So, second season for you, right? Running FKA, rocking the junior wing karts this year. What are 8 features, 6 top 5s, 1 podium? So, what are your biggest takeaways from this season for you so far, and what some of your biggest lessons learned for yourself compared to last year?
That I just need to focus on the car and not like focus on like other stuff, just like on the car.
I guess a question for both, you and Kenna. You both have number 15. I can't remember if we asked you last time you're here in the studio. What's the origin behind number 15?
Well, when I was younger, I liked Donnie Schatz, so I think I just picked 15 for Donnie Schatz, and I just stuck with it.
And why did you pick 15?
To copy her.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's a good answer. Will you always stay with number 15, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Who helps besides the group you got here and your mom?
Well, I got a huge list of sponsors. So we got Sound Decision, Sensky and Sun Transfer, Napa Crooks and Welding, Premier Homes and Builders, Senvold Egg, Southgate Bar and Grill. That's our new one. They bring lavash to us every Friday. Chuck's Carpentry, Homes by Hobbs, Grid Service Sales, Knutson and Printing, Mallory Britton with Aflac. She's an agent there. Millennium Chassis / SRT Specialties, Advanced Egg, Dawes Detailing, Boxcar Brand, Living Egg Outlaws, Dylan Castrino, Dilly Dilly, Backstretch Productions, and huge shout out to Dustin Strand for him and his dad coming up to us and telling us that we should come to his shop to see what is wrong with the car. And my mom for the huge, she's big on my social media. She posts everything for us. And then Joe here and Jory and Tim Berg. Like I said, they have been a huge, tremendous help for us this year, focusing on us, even though they have their own car. And then my grandpa for buying the car and getting me kind of into this. And then Cody is one of Joe's friends. He comes like almost every weekend.
Yeah, he's the one I felt bad about talking to the other day. Yeah.
He comes with us a lot and travels. And then Kyle and Mike is also one of Joe's friends. They come and help us sometimes at River Cities.
Okay. And by the way, I want to follow up on that story. No, I forgot her name again. And it's the lady who cuts my hair. That's her husband.
Geneva.
My wife's been going there probably ever since I've just about known her. And I've just known her, and I met him once before, but I ran into him. We ran into him at the grocery store the other day, and lo and behold, I find out that I see him every Friday night down there with you, and I didn't even know it, and I felt like a total schmuck. Do you, Joe, because this is how I felt, he's not my real son, my stepson, but I was a proud dad. I mean, I am a proud dad. His real dad he treats me like I'm really his dad. I'm a proud dad. You got to be pretty proud because you got some good stuff going on here, man.
100%. I've got my daughter Ava. She's 12. She's got all kinds of her activities as well. I'm super proud of her. And these two girls, they have their fathers, but I think about them like they're my kids too, right? So love them to death. Super proud of everything they have going on. They're accomplished in many areas outside of racing too. So it's pretty wild. I'm the least talented person in the house by like a mile.
Yeah, but you're the one that works the most on it.
True.
Yeah, true. So when winter comes, how much of the snowmobiling is going to be done this year?
Well, we'll see if it snows. But the thing is, I've got a couple of modern snowmobiles, but really I'm into the 90s Arctic Cats. And with those, you're wrenching on them way more than you're working on. So
yes.
that's kind of my thing, right? I'm in the garage tinkering on those things
Yep.
versus
My last one that I sold, because I had thought about getting into the oval racing, ice oval racing vintage, because that was how I first started racing a long time ago. But the one I had wasn't really a good one for it. I had the 71 634 Panther that took 2 guys to start when it was cold. you know you got a lot of compression when the recoil rope is a steel cable. And that's what it was on that thing. But that sled ended up, I believe, in Thief River Falls to a collector, and I still don't know if his wife knows about it because I know he'd hid it from her for a long time. If you buy a Polaris, you wouldn't have to wrench on anything. Bull. I'm going to call bull on that one. By the way, Polaris, I think it's, what is it, their 50th or 70th anniversary this weekend. I know Mark Dobmeyer's Street Legal 2-seater is going to be up there for the parade. I think it would be awfully cool to go check it out myself. It's a snowmobile, and I don't care what kind they are. They're all really, really cool. Rest of the year, what are you going to do? What's going to happen?
Well, just chasing for national rookie points. I think that's all we're going to try and do. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Arctic Cat's just a copycat. Who's won more races? Okay, that's good enough. When you go to school, you talk to people like, I know you're into like dance and gymnastics and that kind of stuff because I see you flipping, flopping all over the place all the time. How cool is it to be able to say, I race cars?
Well, I think it's, like, my friends think it's really cool, but, like, when I tell random people, like, at school, they know I race, but they, like, make fun of me for doing it.
Really? Because they all wish they could.
Yeah, probably.
Have you ever heard of jealousy?
Yes.
That's, I'm guessing, especially the guys. Could you imagine? Sophomore in high school, it's like, you believe she's racing cars and I'm still driving a 10-speed over here? Oh.
What do you think the guys feel like when they're getting beat by a 15-year-old girl that's a rookie?
Ooh, I like that one. We could even go.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But if you think about it, though, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are out there that are it takes more than one car to make a race. So they're out there doing their thing too. But I mean, from my perspective, when a rookie comes in and they have success like that, it's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like, son of a bitch, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, right.
Let alone, a 15-year-old girl. No guy out there likes to be beat by a girl.
Nope. Nope. What is this? Is the Olympics?
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Nice T-shirt, Jory. What are you wearing there? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Who said that?
Brendan.
Actually, Brendan Grover got me this shirt because he knows I'm a huge fan of Macon Speedway and Fairbury Speedway down in Illinois.
Oh, cool.
So when he was down there filming, he bought me a shirt. So.
All right. And that's one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. I am wearing a vintage right now NLRA shirt. And feel free, folks. I wear an XL. Feel free if you want me to wear your shirt and talk about your shirt on Dirty Thursday. Find me. I'll wear it for sure. Canadians, good morning, John, boys, guests, and friends. Great show as always. Hope to get the race in tomorrow. Heading to Brainerd with a stop at River Cities tomorrow. Cheers. Arctic Cat is not just a copycat. Happy birthday, Sam. There we go. Did we leave anything out? You guys, anything you want to add before we kick you out of here?
Add this, the TNT car show at Southgate. I think
right.
Me and Kenna are planning on having our cars there. And then going racing that night in Devil's Lake. Obviously, my car won't be going racing, but I will be going with him. I believe my business partner, Kale, is going to be bringing the Lightning McQueen car there. So that is the 24th at Southgate, and I believe it is it's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. as I'm looking at it right here.
Okay.
And then another thing is I got to thank all my sponsors, because unfortunately my season was cut short, but still without those guys, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this and hang out with these people. So, obviously I thank my dad for everything that he does, and then Nelson Ford, Millennium Chassis, Brian and Dustin Strand, CT Engines, Corky Thomas, and my dad that build my motors. Vanilla Cycles, Viking Track Service, Walhalla Building Centers, Daryl and Missy, they're great people. Obviously, it's Southgate and those boys, they've stepped up and they kept doing the sponsorship deal and bringing the Lavash to Kenna's trailer now, so we appreciate that. Thermal Air, Mustache Mafia, the Boxcar brand, Sean and Chris Horn, Backstretch Productions, Bemidji Marine, Viking, I think I said Viking Track Service to get a second shout out.
There you go. Show them some double love.
Yeah, double love. Miller Motivation, Trendless Designs, Tricks Customs, those guys are the ones that'll be putting on that show. So hopefully we see everybody out there. We'll have a ton of our new driver cards out there, and I believe Kenna and I will be slinging shirts to fund our racing program. So
Awesome.
Be a good time.
You know, you mentioned Mustache Mafia. Somebody wants to know, what beard oils do you use?
80-90.
80-90.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. World famous legendary bull ring. We'll get the race in. I'm pretty confident we're going to. You guys, you're super at this, by the way.
Thank
And you've got a good teacher in front of you, too. So pay attention to what she does without
does a
giving me
very
the
good job
nasty
at
look.
that.
Sponsors you have too?
Yeah, you want to name your sponsors?
Broken Drum, R&R Dirt and Gravel, Evo Iron Chassis, Miller Motivations, Casimir Zach Trucking, Brent's Pit Shop, Stop, Ranger Oil Field Services, Billy O Speed Lab, Corbett Trucking, Great Plains Heating and Cooling, Gateway Sports, Tammy Howard, Greenberg Realty, Luxor Auto Sports, SNA Power Sports, Brown Farms, Farmers and Lawn, Service and Snow Removal, Manville Oil Co-op, Backstretch Productions, Uncle Al, Throttle Addiction, Johnny's Line Cleaning, Glenn and Julie, I Knew Finish Concrete, Flagstaff Subaru, and Executive Properties.
How in the hell do you fit all that on a go-kart?
I don't know.
Kazmierczak is my neighbor, and you know, the Broken Drum sponsors my fishing team too. So we got kind of the same sponsors too. There we go. Huh? All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're an hour deep. I'm sorry that you guys have to go back to school. I know it sucks. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Looking forward to seeing all you guys tomorrow night. The most I've ever talked to you, Joe, and I still didn't get to talk to you near as much as I want to, but I'm glad because. And we've said this on the show a million times, we just don't get the chance to talk to people like you really want to until you start to get to know them, and then you might get, you make it a point to stop and talk. We've done that with you now forever, and now we're starting to do that with you guys, so it's great to see you guys down there, and now I'm all going to think about all day long is Labosh. So thank you very much. Again, folks, if you want to see an awesome rookie, head to River City Speedway tomorrow night. She's running for national points. We got bus racing tomorrow night. There's a double NOSA sprint car feature, among other things. Oh, the INEX Legends will be there too. So, you know what? Pick a track this weekend. Have a good time. Let's see. We want to give a shout out to Rumor Sports Bar Casino for bringing you today's show. Rumor Sports Bar Casino, remember, they've got a bus coming now to the World of Outlaws next week. Here's the deal. Go to Rumors. It's $5 to jump on that bus. The bus is leaving at 6:15. I believe the races start at 7:30 with the Outlaws. $5 to get on that bus. You bring your drink ticket or your bus ticket back to Rumors when they drop you off here again, and you get a free drink with that afterwards. I know they were talking about maybe getting maybe a few tickets to give away too for that kind of a deal. So that'll be pretty cool. Next week, speaking of the World of Outlaws, the Eisenshake girls are going to make another appearance here at Dirty Thursday. Also, Wade Unger, he's going to be with them. He's a guy from Australia. And also, Johnny Gibson, and maybe his guitar. Oh, it's got all the fixings for a good show. At least he told me he would. There you go. Big streams and TV streams on at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fork Sports Highway at 6:30 tonight. Remember, everybody, to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. You never, ever miss a show that way. We know the Forks are awesome. Grand Forks' best source is giving them an identity again.